Are you looking for an athletic scholarship? You're in the right place. This is the Recruit Me Athletic Scholarship Podcast, the longest-running podcast on recruiting and athletic scholarships. We're here to help your family navigate the recruiting road all the way to an athletic scholarship. He's a recruiting expert and a dad of a D1 athlete and a high school athlete pursuing a scholarship. With a wealth of experience to share, here's Recruit Me CEO Brent Hanks.
Welcome to episode 259 of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast. Thank you for joining me for 15 minutes that will change your athletic scholarship future. Today I'm going to give an up-close look into our family's current recruiting situation. We are going to walk through what our family, is doing in Sutton's current recruitment. Sutton is my youngest of two sons. He is now entering his senior year in high school at Ozark High School. Sutton is wanting to play baseball in college, and through his hard work and him seeing his older brother's success in both high school and college, he feels that playing in college will enhance his higher education experience. Parker, my older son, is a pitcher at Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois. Parker is entering his senior year in college. I've had Parker on as a guest on the Athletic Scholarship Podcast twice. Go back to episodes 211 and 256 to hear some of Parker's experiences in high school and college and get advice on recruiting and handling college. So Sutton, as he goes into his senior year of high school, is facing many recruiting challenges, just like thousands of other high school seniors across the country, and just like you are facing now or maybe in the future. The recruiting process is hard enough in normal circumstances. The last 2 years with COVID and seasons being canceled and the opportunity for athletes to get an additional year of eligibility have tilted the scales of recruiting, and the class of 2022 is right in the middle of it. Roster sizes in any sport are high, and college athletes are transferring in record numbers. Many coaches had to wait to contact high school student athletes face-to-face because of recruiting dead periods that were extended, and because the coaches had to wait until their season was over to evaluate who was taking an extra year of play or who was transferring. So Sutton and I have done the main components of the Recruit Me 3.0 athletic scholarship system. Last week's episode 258, was part 1 of this series, and I covered Step 1, how Sutton and I researched to select the right schools to contact. The next step that Sutton and I did was to write a great introductory email to send to those schools we researched. This is Step 2 of the Recruit Me 3.0 athletic scholarship system. Stay tuned at the end of this episode to hear the Hot Summer Recruit Me 3.0 special. There is a link in the show notes to get to that special, or you can go to recruit-me.com/system. In the Recruit Me 3.0 step-by-step system, we encourage you to prepare and send an introductory email. There are many, many quotes and thoughts about first impressions. Will Rogers, a famous actor, humorist, and cowboy in the 1930s, said, quote, "You never get a second chance to make a first impression," unquote. And Jordan Rogers, a sports commentator, former college and pro football player, and the brother of quarterback Aaron Rodgers, said, quote, "First impressions are huge, especially with the coaching staff," unquote. The introductory email will be your first impression with a majority of the coaches that you contact in the recruiting process. The philosophy of Recruit Me is to make a first impression that makes you stand out and gives you an advantage to get attention. Most, if not all, college sports programs have a recruiting questionnaire on their athletic or team web page. The Recruit Me 3.0 step-by-step system teaches you to do the recruiting questionnaires on Step 4. Here in Step 2, I tell you to do a little work. Well, it's actually a lot of work to help you stand out. You will put together a 3-part introductory packet that includes this introductory email, your player profile, and your own recruiting questionnaire. So let's build part 1 of your introductory packet. Sutton and I walked through this step to build his introductory email, and then we adjusted the base introductory email to custom fit each school on his list. Let's go through the basics of the introductory email now. This is the one document where you'll be able to make a professional first impression. Once you have your basic email written, this will be your model for personalized emails and letters you send to colleges you're interested in. So a few important points about this email. Number 1, make it your email. This communication piece must come from the athlete because that's who the coaches want to build a relationship with. We encourage parents to help craft the content, but make sure it's from the athlete. Number 2, make it brief. The key to an effective email or letter can be summed up in one word: brief. Write it into a Word document. The 3 or 4 paragraphs or 1 page is a good guideline for a length. Then you can copy and paste it into your email. Every word counts. This is an introduction to your student athlete. You'd be surprised the number of parents and student athletes who write a multi-page letter that never gets read. Make a good first impression by keeping this piece short and interesting. Step number 3, choose your words carefully. You shouldn't write whatever comes to mind. In fact, you really need to choose your words carefully so that you can communicate key elements that will get a coach's attention and get his or her response. Step number 4, tell the truth. You need to be truthful and accurate. Don't overinflate your accomplishments. Effectively communicate your successes that present you in the best light, but don't exaggerate and describe some other person. You want to be recruited for who you are. Number 5, be interesting. You must communicate the kinds of things that will get a coach's interest and make him or her want to know more about you. Don't be dull and boring by telling only facts. Let them see your heart and your passion for your sport. One question that comes up is whether you should send email or mail. We used to recommend that athletes not make their initial contact by email, but times have changed. Most coaches expect and receive emails from prospective athletes. However, I feel that you can still make a strong impression by regular mail, so don't rule that out. Sometimes doing the opposite of what everybody else is doing is good for you. Sometimes an email can just end up in a coach's inbox and just sit there or in their junk mail. If you don't hear back from a coach within 3 to 4 weeks, you might send an introductory piece by regular mail. Sometimes it takes that extra effort to get a coach's attention. Now let's check out the flow process of the email. This will help you to understand what should be in each section of your 1-page letter or email. First, who, what, where, and when. Introduce yourself and your intentions with a 1-sentence opening paragraph. Next, your athletic abilities. Briefly tell about 3 or 4 of your athletic accomplishments and impressive stats from your most recent season. If you have participated in or received honors in other sports, mention them, but do not include highlights. The next step. Why do you enjoy competing in your sport? This is one inspiring sentence from your heart. The next step. Currently. What are you doing currently in your sport? For instance, you may be in season or playing on an off-season club team. You may be taking lessons of some kind. You may be planning on doing a summer camp in your sport. In addition, mention academics by giving your grade point average, SAT or ACT scores, or other academic achievements. And then how. How will you benefit the team you are writing to? What will you bring to the program with your abilities, your skills, your character, and your work ethic? Okay, parents, the following instructions are for your son or daughter as they write their email or letter, with your help, even if you are the one leading and administrating the process. So let's walk through the email writing process. The who, what, when, and where. Introduce yourself and your intentions with a 1-sentence opening paragraph, such as, I am a junior in high school and I am interested in competing at Penn State in 2024. Next, athletic abilities. Briefly tell about 3 or 4 of your athletic accomplishments and impressive stats from your most recent season. If you have participated in or received honors in other sports, mention them. Here's an example. Because of my athletic abilities, I have been used as an all-around player. This summer, I played catcher and first base in addition to pitching. We played a 60-game schedule and traveled through several western states. I finished 3-4 pitching, and my batting average was .322. Personal information. Why do you enjoy competing in your sport? This is one inspiring sentence from your heart. Here's an example. I love baseball, and because of the weather in your area, I can compete and condition year-round. What are you doing currently in your sport? Are you in season, off season, taking lessons, going to summer camps or showcases? Also include academic information. Here's an example. Right now, I'm playing on a high school travel team that competes against junior colleges and scout teams in Southern and Central California. I realize that academics are a high priority. I have kept on top of my grades, maintaining a 4.0 GPA. And then the how. How will you benefit the team you are writing to? What will you bring to the program with your abilities, your skills, your character, and your work ethic? Here's an example. I would bring to Ohio State program strong abilities as a pitcher and a position player, a quality work ethic, and willingness to spend time to improve. It is my dream to lead my college team to a championship. And that's it. That's all you'll be saying in your cover letter. Here's an example of Sutton's introductory email before the summer season started. He started with a header that said Sutton Hanks, class of 2022, outfielder, right-handed pitcher, Ozark High School, Marucci Midwest, video included. That was what his subject line was. He put the date, and then it said, Dear Coach, and whatever coach he was sending it to. My name is Sutton Hanks. I am an incoming senior of the class of 2022 at Ozark High School in Ozark, Missouri. Ozark is just south of Springfield, Missouri. I play any outfield position, and I'm a right-handed pitcher. I have looked at your baseball program, and I am interested in becoming a Panther. Put whatever mascot in there. I'm looking forward to my senior year at Ozark. I did compete last summer with the Midwest Nationals. I began as a pitcher only, but my outfield and hitting allowed me to end up playing regularly in the outfield. I will play for the Marucci Midwest Victus National 18U team this summer, 2021. This is the same program as last year, just a name change. I am one of the fastest players in the area. I ran a 4.15 from home to first at a PBR showcase in January. I believe that is one of my biggest strengths on top of a strong bat and arm. I play both basketball and baseball at Ozark. Baseball is my favorite sport, and I play as much as I can, which includes spring, summer, and fall. I love to hit to all fields, and I use my speed for bunt hits. One of my favorite things is going from first to third to get into scoring position. Basketball at Ozark gives me a chance to compete at a high level. I lead the team in taking charges, and because of my speed and jumping, defense and rebounding are my specialties. I want to continue to compete at a championship level every year of college. I work hard and stay on top of my grades. I currently have a GPA of 3.48, 3.78 weighted. I took the ACT in April and got a 24. I plan on taking it again this fall. My brother pitches for the Northwestern Wildcats in the Big Ten. Watching him play has inspired me to want to play in college. Also, my cousin, Easton, plays football at Westminster, and his sister Olivia will be playing basketball for William Woods in the 2021-2022 season. I will bring my strong abilities as an outfielder and as a pitcher, and I will work as hard as possible to reach my true potential. Thank you for the time. My contact information and coach's contact information is listed below. Attached are pitching and hitting videos in my profile and my 2021 summer schedule. Sutton Hanks, class of 2022, Ozark High School, his phone number and email. And then we list his coaches, his high school coach, last year's summer coach, this year's summer coach, and his basketball coach. So there's one version of Sutton's introductory email. You can see more examples in the RecruitMe 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System. Considering the fact that many student athletes do not send a cover letter or an introductory email, and others send one as long as a midterm report, yours will stand out. And for athletes that use a recruiting service to contact schools for them, most of the time the service does not send a letter at all. Remember to keep this one-page email to 3 or 4 paragraphs. That is not an option. If it's more than a page, keep cutting it down until it is 1 page. I think you'll be pleased when you're done, because you'll have a hard-hitting email with a lot of substance and no fluff. Remember, turn to your parents or an adult mentor to help you with this. You are not in this alone. You, the student athlete, can feel overwhelmed if you're doing all the work. Once you finish your letter, have a couple people read it and suggest some edits. This is not intended to be a long process, but it's good to get a second opinion before you send it out. Remember those first impression sayings. And don't be offended if you have to do some editing. Well, there's how to write a great introductory email. In the last episode, we covered how to build a school list. In this episode, we covered how to write a great introductory email. So join us next week as we go over Step 3, which is create your own one-page profile. I'll walk you through the steps of how to build a profile and share with you Sutton's profile and what his contents were. Last week, I announced the new Hot Summer Special on the RecruitMe 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System. The RecruitMe 3.0 is a step-by-step system that walks you through the whole recruiting process. If you are a freshman in high school, this is a great way to get started. If you are a junior, this is a great way to get going. Go to recruit-me.com/system to get more information on this easy-to-access system. The Hot Summer Special includes the RecruitMe 3.0 system, plus I will send you not 1, but 2 helpful resources to go along with the RecruitMe 3.0. For only $127, you get instant access to the RecruitMe 3.0 system, plus I will mail you a copy of the 356-page Athletic Scholarship 24-month Planner and Journal and the Athletic Scholarship Playbook, first edition. Both books are written by RecruitMe founder Jon Fugler. The Athletic Scholarship 24-month Planner and Journal is a $20 value, and the Athletic Scholarship Playbook is a $15 value. So for only $127, you get all three resources, no extra postage or handling. Click on Get Access on the recruit-me.com/system page to get started today. Over the last 5 weeks, I have given you 6 parts of the recruiting checklist that can be found on page 5 of the Athletic Scholarship 24-month Planner and Journal, written by RecruitMe founder Jon Fugler. You can get this book on Amazon or by contacting me, Brent at recruit-me.com. This planner and journal is only $20 and has 356 pages to record and keep valuable recruiting information in all one place. So let's cover item number 7 of the recruiting checklist. Item number 7 is register with the NCAA and NAIA eligibility centers. Things to check off are register at the beginning of your junior year, set up an account, update My Sports section regularly, and involve your guidance counselor to send your transcript after you have completed at least 6 semesters of high school. I did a whole Athletic Scholarship podcast, episode number 257, that covered the NCAA and NAIA eligibility centers. So go back and listen to that full episode. And I also invite you to listen to the end of episodes 254, 255, 256, and 257, and 258 to hear items 1 through 6 of the recruiting checklist. Thank you for listening this week, and please join me next week as I cover another step we are doing in Sutton's recruitment. Subscribe to the Athletic Scholarship Podcast on your favorite podcast app or listen on recruit-me.com/podcast. See you next Tuesday.